Aquarius, thanks for visiting. This is your reading from May 13th to May the 19th. And as I always ask you, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. I don't mind. I'm happy for you just to listen to this and get these messages. So yeah, I'm just going to start your reading right now for Aquarius. So the first card you have for your past is the Knight of Cups. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So yeah, this can be about, love, messages of love. Sometimes it can be about indecision in love. I am seeing that kind of thing, sort of indecision or holding back. That kind of thing, holding back. I think someone used to be fine, and now what's happening is they're holding back or pulling away, something like that. This situation, obviously, this is a love situation. I think it started off very, very quickly. It's almost like it started off with a bang. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but yeah, there was a lot of passion. There was a lot of passion at the start of this, and I think, they definitely leapt into this really, really quickly. They were very enthusiastic about, getting you to be with them, and maybe you're a little bit not unsure, but I think you wanted to keep your feet on the ground. I think you had a lot of feelings for them. You had big, huge feelings for them, but there was a little bit of caution in you, I think. But you really, really loved them, and you still do, I think. Now, I think you did go through some ups and downs with this person. I'm actually seeing, promises. So you might have been disappointed with them at one time, and then maybe they promised they'd change. It might have been something like that. But fast forwarding to now, or fast forwarding to this time, you might have been finding it a bit difficult to even get hold of them. It might have been. I'm definitely seeing a drift there, like a distance. And I think they had a few problems. I don't know something's going on with them, but they weren't telling you what the problem was. They weren't telling you what was wrong, and they might have even been, disappearing. Not in a dramatic way. It's not like they were missing or anything, but it was like, maybe they weren't answering their phone. Maybe they had all kinds of excuses. Oh, my phone, I need to charge my phone. Oh, I forgot my phone. Oh, I fell asleep, all sorts of mad things like that. So they had all kinds of things. Maybe they were excuses, maybe they weren't, but you were kind of, I think at this time, being a little bit like, why are they making excuses? When they wanted me so much at the beginning, why am I now getting these kinds of excuses? And I think you're also thinking, something like, if they have something to say, why don't they say it to me? Stop avoiding me, say something to me, please. I want to know what's happening. And, there's a lot of frustration around this. Obviously, I'm feeling frustrated even looking at this myself. And there's also a sort of helplessness almost, because, it was like they hadn't actually done anything terrible, or you didn't think they had. And it wasn't like you could say, oh, you did that terrible thing, now I'm mad at you. It's not like that. So it was very difficult. You're kind of, well, should I be mad at them? They'd say, oh, well, I'm busy and I'm so, I'm working so hard. And you say, oh, well, I can't be mad at them. So it's that kind of confusing thing as well. They might have even brushed it off. They might have pretended everything was fine. But you knew something wasn't right. I think you're in a really, really tough situation. I keep on seeing that. So I don't know if this makes sense, but the feeling I'm getting around this actually is obligation. I think you started to feel almost like you're an obligation to them, which is horrible. It's almost as if you felt like you're an item on a to-do list or something like that. It's like, I've done that, now I've seen you, now I've done that, which is really horrible. It's a horrible feeling. I felt like that with someone before, and it's horrible. So, if you still feel like this, if this is all, resonating with you, my advice would be to say goodbye to this. Say goodbye, because you just don't want to be feeling like that. You really, really don't. And that's how I would be. But I think, I think maybe part of what was going on and why you didn't just say goodbye was that I think you knew what they could be like, and you knew what they used to be like. So maybe you're holding on to that and the memories of what they used to be like. It might have been that. So, if you are in the middle of this, I know it sounds scary, but I think you're going to have a talk with them. You've got to try to get to the bottom of whatever this is. And I think this is either going to have to go one way or another way. That's what I'm seeing. But you're going to have to find out either what it is, or, you know, find out what the problem is, find out what's behind all of this, or you're just going to say, well, I'm going to say goodbye to this. And, you know, if you do ask them and they won't answer you, or if they won't talk to you or tell you what it is, that's your answer, really. That's your answer. I mean, yes, of course, give it a try. If you do really love them, keep on trying. But I think there's a certain amount of, there's only a certain amount of trying you can do before, you know, that's it. You can't keep on trying forever and ever. I know that sounds blunt and horrible, and I don't mean to be like that. I get into trouble for being a bit bossy, so I'll stop. So the next card you have for your past is the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, you had so much going for you, you had so much more going on, but I think, or that you could have been doing, but I think you were concentrating a lot of your energy and everything you had on this person. It was almost like you were trying to will them to change back into who they used to be, but you couldn't do that. And you knew that. I mean, logically you knew that, but it was like your feelings wanted to have the old them back. And yeah, again, I'm seeing this sort of, you know, going around and around with this wheel. It's making me think of a roller coaster or a carousel, and it wasn't fun for you. I mean, it's fun to be on a roller coaster if you're with someone you're enjoying it with and you're having fun and you're laughing and screaming. But if you're by yourself and you're on a roller coaster and you don't know where you're going or where you are or what's happening, it really is not fun. It really is not, especially if you're blindfolded on a roller coaster and you just don't know where you are. It's really disorienting. And that's how you were. You were disoriented and you were blindfolded because you didn't know what was going on and they weren't telling you. So I think this is a message to you. Yeah, if this is resonating, get off the roller coaster. Sorry, I don't mean to be angry. I'm just quite frustrated with this whole situation. This person, I hope I don't meet them. I'll be really angry with them. So yeah, I'm not saying you have to leave them forever if this isn't what you want to do, because you do have strong feelings for them and it might not be what you want to do. So, do what you want to do, but at least get some peace. At least go and spend some time by yourself. You might have to tell them, and you might have to tell other people as well, that, you know, you're turning off your phone or doing whatever you have to do just to get some peace. And you'll need this space in your head to just to help you to work out what you want to do. I know this isn't easy. I know there are a lot of complicated factors in this, complicated feelings you have for them. I'm also seeing you might have promised not to let them down as well. It might be something like that as well. So maybe there's a bit of guilt in there as well. Maybe that might be what's stopping you from getting off the roller coaster as well. It's like, oh, I promised I'd be there, that kind of thing. So there might be that as well. So the last card you have your past is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. So yeah, I think this might confirm what I was just seeing there. So yeah, I think maybe they've had a really troubled past. Now I'm not making excuses for them. Don't think that. This is just what I'm seeing here. I think they might have even been abandoned in their past, or they might have been left by themselves, maybe as a child. It doesn't have to be physically. They might have been abandoned emotionally. It could be a number of different things. But it's this feeling they get, and maybe you didn't want to be the person who abandoned them as well. Maybe you knew all of this and you're like, I won't abandon them, I'll always be with you. That might be where that guilt's coming from. But again, if you haven't already had a talk about this, or you've come to some resolution, something needs to be done, because you cannot keep on feeling like this. It's a horrible feeling. I'm really feeling this myself, obviously not as badly as you are, but I'm picking this up. So whoever this is resonating with, please try to find some kind of resolution or closure or something to kind of do something with this, either end this or come to some conclusion. So the first card you have here present is the Hierophant. So yeah, I'm seeing teaching in this card. So maybe this is what you do for your job. It might not be conventional teaching, it might not be traditional, but I think you do either teach people things, or you help them, or you train them. It's something like that. And I think you actually have a lot of experience in this. I think you've really worked hard to get to where you are. And I think there might be someone in your workplace who's trying to change something. It might be a procedure, some kind of system, or some kind of way of working. It's something like that. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to have to adapt to whatever this is. I think you might be resisting this. That's the feeling I'm getting around this. Yeah, I'm getting this uncomfortable feeling around this, that you're resisting, you don't like this. But if you go along with this, or at least if you're flexible or you open your mind, I think you should be fine with this. I think this is something that probably doesn't sound very good on paper. Maybe you saw a proposal of this and you said, well, that sounds crazy. Why would I want to change that? What's happening right now is fine. I don't want to change to this other thing. But yeah, you might even feel as if it's going to mess up your routine, or it's going to mess up everything for you. But I don't think you have to worry about this. I think this is actually for the best. So try not to resist this if this is resonating, because I think, for one, it's going to happen anyway. And I think the outcome's going to be a good one. I think you'll probably end up liking this, maybe even more than the old way, who knows, but I think it's not going to be as bad as you're imagining. That's what I'm seeing, if that all makes sense to you. So the next card you have for your present is Temperance, and this is one of my absolute favorite cards. I love this card. But yeah, the way I'm seeing this in the context of this reading, this is actually mirroring what I was seeing in the Knight of Cups a bit, because this angel has 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. So I think this goes back to the way you were feeling at the beginning of this relationship. You had to be not convinced, but what I'm seeing is they were the one who really wanted this in the beginning. They were the keener person in this relationship in the beginning. So and usually it takes you a long time to open up to people, especially in relationships. You need to be 100% sure about them before you actually do anything at all. And so, now that you've opened up and you're in this stage that you're at right now, you're totally opened up to them, and you've even forgiven them for things and, everything else that you've been through with this person. Now they're being distant. It's like you think, now they're being distant after all this, and they're not being upfront after everything I've done, everything I've been through, I've forgiven them and all of that. And this is what you're thinking. It's just not fair. This is not fair. I want to know what's going on. This isn't fair. And you're right, it's not fair. No matter what their background is, that I was seeing in the Five of Pentacles, no matter what's happened, it really is not fair. You're right. So again, either end this or come to a conclusion, talk to them. Please try to find out what this is, or come to some kind of conclusion somewhere. I don't want to tell you to end this if this isn't what you want to do. But yeah, this card's here to show you this unfairness. So you think about this. That's what I think this is for. So the last card you have your present is the King of Cups. So yeah, I don't mean to sigh, I'm sorry about that, but I keep on seeing the same thing over and over again. I'm seeing these messages again, over and over again. I'm seeing the same situation over and over again. If you don't have this conversation with this person soon, and you don't resolve this, or if they don't give you some kind of reason, and you continue, you keep on like this, really they'd better hurry up. That's all I can say, if they want to stay with you. Because look at this card. Okay, I'm going to lift it up so you can see everything on this card. This is what I want to show you. This king's alone. He's like an island, and to me he's representing you in this reading. So okay, so this is you're being left alone, you're on an island, you're not knowing which way to look, not knowing what to do, you're holding a cup of love. You're holding it close to yourself because you don't know whether to keep on giving your love to them or not. And look at this red ship on the right. It's sailing away. that's your passion sailing away. It probably hasn't left yet, but if this keeps on going the way it is, you're going to lose all passion for this person sooner or later, or they're going to lose you, or both, or everything, if it hasn't happened already. You can't be sitting there all by yourself feeling like this. Again, I don't want to say any more about this because I know I'm just repeating myself and you're probably getting sick of hearing this, and I'm getting sick of hearing myself. But, I keep on seeing these messages over and over again. So someone really needs to hear this. And I wanted to point out exactly how I was seeing that in that card as well, so you could see exactly why I'm seeing this over and over again. Excuse me, I had to swallow, sorry about that. So, okay, for your future, the first card I'm seeing here is the Queen of Cups. Okay, I really hope this isn't resonating with you actually, because it's really not very nice. But if it is, I think you might be keeping all of this to yourself, because I'm just looking at the King of Cups again. And again, he's isolated, he's totally by himself. And this queen has, she has a lid on her cup, so she has a lid on her emotions. So you might be keeping all of this to yourself. And I don't know if this is going to resonate or not, but you might be avoiding telling people about this situation. For example, you might be avoiding telling your family because, maybe you don't want to give them a bad impression. It might be something like that for whatever reason. And I don't think this is good for you to keep this to yourself. I think you should be careful of who you should talk to, definitely. But I think there is someone who you can talk to. I think this person might be a friend, and I think this is someone who you can totally trust. So I'm really feeling that. So if you do talk to this person, I think they'll have some really, really good advice for you. And they're also a really good listener as well. So I think after you've spoken to them, after you've let all this out, you'll feel a lot better. And, so again, if you know who this is, please talk to this person. It's really going to help you get a new perspective on this. They've got some good advice, and it's just going to help you to let this out, I think. So the next card you have for your future is the Lovers. Okay, so right, this is difficult. I think deep down you might suspect something's going on with them actually. And okay, if this makes sense to you, if you do suspect something, go and get some time to yourself. I know I keep on saying that, but do that and shut your eyes and listen to your instincts. I'm saying that because the woman on this card, she's looking up to the angels, she's looking up to the heavens, she's looking up to the universe. That's where the answer is. That's where this answer is. And I think you probably already know the answer, because I think you just need your instincts to bring this out and show you. I really hate saying this, but okay, so this woman's also standing in front of the tree of knowledge, and as we all know, there's a snake in the tree and there's temptation in the tree. So yeah, this isn't hard. I mean, this is hard, I should say. This is hard for me to say because I'm trying to be really careful, but they might be either seeing someone else or they might have their eye on someone else. Now, I'm saying might, I don't want to, I'm trying to be careful here. It might not resonate, it might not be that, but this is what I'm seeing. And if I'm seeing something like this, I'm going to say it to you. Now, I don't want to say any more about that. I just felt I had to say what I saw. And again, I wanted to show you how I saw that in this card as well. So it might not be that. I don't want to scare you. But if you do have these instincts saying something's not right, really try and find out what this is, either with them. They might not tell you. Maybe this is why they're not telling you what's going on. Or, find out some evidence. If you can't do that, just follow your instincts. And, even if you don't have the evidence, I think I think, if you know something like this, if there's cheating, if there's something like that going on, that's all I have to say about that. And I'm really, really sorry if this does resonate. The last card you have for your future is the Sun. So yeah, this is a beautiful card. It's a beautiful, happy card, obviously. Now, yeah, one saying is standing out to me when I look at this card, and that's the truth will set you free. So when you find out what you need to find out, the truth will set you free. So it might not be a third party, but there's something you need to find out. It's all over this whole reading. You need to find something out. Coming to closure, coming to a conclusion, finding out what's going on, what's really happening is what you need to do. Also, the sun can also be about shedding light on things, exposing things to the light, to the sun. And yeah, I know it sounds like I'm putting a negative spin on a happy card. I know I'm accused of that sometimes, but I have to look at each card in the context of the whole reading. And also, you know, you will get your happiness and your freedom. The truth will set you free. So if this is resonating, no, it won't be happy to begin with once you find this out and you kind of work through this process. But the truth of whatever this is gives you a step and it helps you to move forward. And that's where your happiness is going to be, when you're able to move forward in some way. So if it turns out that it's nothing to do with a third party, they tell you the truth, you have happily ever after with this person, that's going to set you free. If the truth is that it is a third party, you find that out and you move on from them, that's going to set you free. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So Aquarius, I won't say I hope this resonated, I'll leave that up to you, but as you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. You don't have to, once again, I don't mind. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.